Nuveen, I have a question for you. Hope
Yes.
you can give me some tips and tricks. Uh, my oldest started kindergarten last year, so he's going into grade 1 full day school,
All
and my
day.
little guy is going into kindergarten. So this September is my very first. Both my kids are in school time, and one of the things I realized last year was, like, September is the new year.
Yeah. September is
September is
on us.
yeah, it's the refresh. So, how do you manage the transition from summer and laziness, hopefully a little bit of laziness, and, travel and fun right into this time where I always find September to be overwhelming and just like so much stuff is crammed in there? How do you manage that transition from no schedule to strict schedule to lots going on?
Yeah. Everything comes at once, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's hard to believe it's August, and then you've got school activities, you have work likely ramping back up again. And as we get out of this ongoing COVID fog, you just see that most employers are bringing people back like full time. And then it's fast and furious. And in a household where you have, one or two working professionals, trying to navigate that is really tough. My kids are a little older than yours, and I have I have instilled independence in them at a very young age. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but honestly, it's what works for me and my household. So, as soon as your kids can make their own damn lunches, have them make their own lunch. I remember there was one day, I think Ellie was maybe like in grade 2, and she's like, "Do we have any pumpernickel bread?" And I'm like, "Okay, if you can pronounce pumpernickel, you're making your own lunch, right? Like, this is not a buffet. What you liked yesterday is not what you like today." So all of my kids make their own lunches. And so two things that ease my day, lunches, which were the bane of my existence. And our parents never put much thought into our lunches. I think maybe I had like peanut butter like folded in half in a little Ziploc bag, and it was like, there's your lunch. And now it's like you have these bento boxes of the main course and a veggie and a snack, and their water bottles and fruit and something not too processed. It still has to be healthy. And then you get the allergen list from your school, and you're like, oh my goodness, how do I make sure that I'm not accidentally making banana muffins with walnuts? Um, lunches. And then the second thing is laundry. Like, my kids all do their own laundry. And they often will not do it well. And it's probably either using too much soap, or who knows if they use any soap. But it's that like creating those chores and that regularity and the expectation of like, you're a contributing member of this household and we're in this together. So that's an important thing to keep in mind as I go into September.
I love that. And you know what? My boys will be wearing uniforms, so I feel like that will also be very helpful. So it's like you don't get to choose your
That's
your
right.
clothes, you just have to
Yeah.
get dressed. It's like the
Yeah.
Steve Jobs black t-shirt. You just put that on your body and you're
Yeah.
ready to go. I love the tip about lunch. We're getting them to do their own breakfast as well. So like
Yeah. Breakfast is optional. You eat it if we have time before we run out the door.
I also find that, I don't know what time your school starts at, but an 8 a.m. start just feels like they need to get ready, and I need to get ready, and we need to get ready, and we need to be out the door, and need to be at the school, and it just seems like that morning time
Yeah.
is so, so chaotic that,
Yeah.
um, yeah, if they could do their own lunch.
I go into military mode sometimes in the morning. I'm like, go, go, go. It's like, man down, leave him. We don't have time. You know, like, how can you not find your socks in the morning? And
Oh.
why is like, did you brush your teeth? No, it's like, is that not something we do every day? Like, hopefully twice a day? Why is that a new thing that I am still reminding you of? So those little moments. But you know what? You have to embrace the good enough and and not the perfect, because you will absolutely drown. And that's one thing of like the September launch into craziness is good enough is the metric of success.
And what about professionally? Because even, Access, we have so much happening. We have board meetings, we have events, it's crazy. And so, is there something that you do differently in September, or is it just like you're prepared for the chaos and it's just going to happen?
I think in your professional cultures, being transparent and open, and sometimes as working mothers, we try to put up that guise of like, I'm managing it all. Everything is okay. The kids are fine. I'm bringing my best self to work. And I think having a culture where you're like, you know what? I had a really crappy night last
Mm,
night, or
yeah.
so and so is sick, or I'm cleaning vomit out of my bed at 3 in the morning. I'm going to be a little late today. Like, we have to kind of humanize the elements of our life and hopefully create a professional culture where there is that understanding and that trust. And frankly, for employers, if you're trying to recruit and retain top talent will go where they're valued and appreciated and where they have that, I don't want to say flexibility, but that openness and that candor to be their bring their best selves to work, and sometimes that best self is not functioning well today.
No, no. Sometimes there were four humans in the bed last night. So,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think knowing that as September approaches, as the craziness of the school year, as these unrealistic expectations are thrust upon you by the school, by
Mhm.
by even your kids and yourself, the amount of guilt that I feel for not like going to the parent orientation night because I forgot. I forgot,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
This next year, both my boys will be in a charter school where there is a um kind of mandated volunteer. You have to volunteer 3 times a year at the school, and we have 2 kids, so we will have to volunteer 6 times at least at this school, and actually last year, I only volunteered 1 time, and I was so bored, and I was like, "I'm a bad mom," because I did not enjoy it at all, so now I have to do it, or obviously, my husband and I will split the,
The duties.
requirements, but there is this kind of guilt where when I was growing up, my mom was a nurse, so she would work 12-hour shifts, but she didn't work every single day, so she was very involved in my school, and she was there all of the time, and I do feel that guilt that I can't or don't want to
Yeah.
be as involved, and I think I've heard it from my sister-in-law as well, just, like, the pressure on moms to be there and to be involved and be, um, on top of things it's too much.
Yeah. And then I think the other thing that we don't often talk about is sometimes the judgment that women have towards other women. I mean, I don't volunteer at my kids' school. I
Mhm.
choose to spend that time with them going to their soccer games or the after school activities. I am not a lunchroom supervisor. I don't know what's really going on at their school unless it comes home in a communication or the multiple things that you get from like Power School or this app or this or attendance notifications or I have a hard time keeping track of it all. So I don't volunteer, but I used to pick the kids up from school every day as much as I could, and I would be that mom running in a suit and stilettos in the gravel playground trying to make it there on time so that the kids at least knew that I was there. Showing up is half the success factor. And there were a few times I got some side eye glances from other moms who are, like, who are you? Who do you think you are? And that that impacts you, I think, as a professional parent who is feeling guilt that you can't be there all the time and during the days because you have other obligations. You have professional obligations that you're trying to, achieve and meet. And so I think we have to choose our time, that limited time, wisely.
I just can't, I can't believe that to your point, there is a lot of judgment placed by other women and other moms on how people split the responsibilities in their household.
Yeah, and how they show up for their kids. Like, I do not make it to every soccer game. I have 3 kids. All of them are very active. Like, something's got to give, but I'm open with them about that. And I'll say, you know what, Ellie, I can't take you to the barn today to ride your horse because we're going to Lucas's soccer game. Or guess what? You're going with me to your brother's soccer game. And that's the worst. If my other kids have to sit through their siblings' activities.
Yeah. You get to do these activities, but I can't be there all the time.
That's right. That's right. Managing the expectations and the guilt that you place on yourself. That's a hard thing to navigate.
It is. It's hard. Thank you. I will do my best. We will see.
We will.
I'm sure it'll be best.
And we will try. And we'll try to just manage through as best we can. So here's to September. The Quiet Part Out Loud is produced by Access Connects and brought to you by, oh wait, is there a sponsorship opportunity there? Learn more at accessconnects.com.